Welcome to American Medicine Today. I'm Kimberly Bonati alongside Ethan Euchre. We have an incredible show lined up. Let's get right to it. So a new book is exposing secrets from the front lines of paramedics, including evidence of genocide via the COVID-era lockdowns and mandates. Joining us to discuss is Harry Fisher, seasoned paramedic, military veteran, and author of Safe and Effective for Profit. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Certainly. So can you give us some quick background on yourself? You're a military veteran and a frontline paramedic. So tell us more about that.
I've been an EMT since 97. I've been in the Army, Air Force, medic in both branches. Worked through COVID on ambulance, ER, ICU. I've been a contract medic pretty much since the start of COVID. So I've been anywhere from Alaska, North Dakota, New York City, Oklahoma. I've been quite a few places working through COVID.
And so walk us through exactly what happened, because I mean the book tell us about the book, because from what I understand, you saw some stuff, shall we say, when COVID hit.
Yeah. It's been a very, very difficult time, like living in a nightmare, really. When COVID hit, we weren't seeing what they were telling us on TV. It wasn't like all the hospitals overrun. It was different from what was actually occurring. Especially children's hospitals. Children's hospitals were slow. They weren't really busy at all, especially in Oklahoma City. And then the shots rolled out and things got really bad. Started seeing young strokes, young heart attacks. Initially, when the shots came out, my bells and whistles were going off, because I got a 911 call I call them Pfizer lines, those makeshift lines that people would line up at parking lots or gymnasiums.
Yeah.
I got a call to someone who had died after taking their shot. And I'm working the code, trying to get them back. And the nurse comes over and says, this is the second one that's died in 2 weeks. So I know of two that died in that one makeshift Pfizer clinic, or whatever you want to call them, after they took their shots. And there's no telling how many actually have died just in the lines alone. News organizations wouldn't pick it up. I tried to make just call after call to see if anybody would talk about it, and they wouldn't talk about it. So it never made national news. And I knew something was amiss there, because they were saying it was safe. Super safe product doesn't kill people after they take it. After that, I ended up working in North Dakota, and I actually was pulled aside because they did a really big just a big shot push there at this reservation that I was at. And we started seeing just massive amounts of casualties after the shots, so much so that the doctor that I was working with in the ER pulled me aside and said, we're experiencing genocide. Like one of our nurses actually collapsed on the job, multiple PEs in her lungs. One of the other nurses that was there, she lost her husband a day after he took the shot to a heart attack. That man's brother died a week after taking the shots. It was just one after another. So much so that, like I said, the doctor said we're experiencing genocide. And when she told me that, I went out to the ambulance bay and I was like, okay, I'm going to put my face on camera and just try to get the information out. So I made a TikTok video and I just said, I'm a paramedic, did CPR to Pfizer line. That line lost 2 patients within 2 weeks. That video blew up, just millions of views, but thousands and thousands of comments. I lost my mom. I lost my brother. I lost my dad after the shot. I couldn't keep up with all the comments. And then TikTok deleted the video, banned me. And the reason they gave me for the censorship was, quote unquote, terroristic activity. They called me a terrorist for trying to warn people.
Unbelievable. And so everyone did what they could to censor the message because it didn't fit the narrative of go and get your vaccine.
Yes, it was. And that's how that scared me actually at first. I don't believe in keeping a spirit of fear, because I've tried to follow Christ, and Christ was not big on being afraid. But I won't lie, I was a little scared, because once they tell you, hey, you're a terrorist for trying to warn the general public about what you're seeing on the ground and people are dying, that means there's an active push to harm people. That's how I take that. If you're telling me that I can't tell someone that there's a cliff in front of them and you're just watching people walk off that cliff, then someone's trying to hurt you.
And whatever happened to the doctor that told you they felt that this vaccine was genocide?
They literally left the career. They were done. I think a few months after that, they decided to retire. They'd been serving that community for a long time, and seeing what we were seeing scared them enough to just want to go and be on their little ranch and be away from the public. A lot of people are just done. I wish people would speak up. I wish people would be more bold. But I can't say that I don't blame them for not, because I've lost jobs. Even recently, I lost a job in my last contract because of my social media presence. So speaking up costs you, and it's cost my family. But I'll keep speaking up because there's just not enough of us doing it, and there's too many people dying.
I can't imagine what it must be like to be. I mean, I've been flagged and locked out of social media a million times, but I've never, been flagged for domestic terrorism. I mean, you already touched upon it, but did you think like, holy cow, I'm a veteran who is, working as a medic, and I saw some stuff again. And also, a side note, I can't believe that was actually happening on site at the vaccination shots. Were you at any point afraid like they were going to throw you in Gitmo? Or, I mean, it must have. Yeah, I mean, it's scary.
It still crosses my mind. I mean, I was talking to a friend of mine not that long ago, talking to Dr. Peter McCullough, and I was like, I'll bring the cards when they throw us in the concentration camp. I mean, we still wonder if they're going to do that, but I mean, currently we're living in this, like I said, nightmare, and throwing me in jail, that's the least really of my worries. It would be easy, 3 hots in a cot, and knowing I fought the good fight. That's, that would be a little relaxing.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with Harry Fisher after this. You are watching American Medicine Today.
I went to Dr. Bonati, and he went ahead and looked at my pictures. He told me, you have pain here, you have pain here. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. I'd been to others, but he was a doctor that didn't want to fillet my back open like a fish and do like open spine surgery, because everybody else wanted to do that, and I was not having it. The anesthesiologist who was working with me, I was like having a conversation with this guy, and then I was watching on the monitor as Dr. Bonati is fixing my back. I really felt like I was in good hands.
Bonati succeeds where others fail. Welcome back to American Medicine Today. We're continuing our discussion with Harry Fisher about the genocide caused by the COVID-19 vaccines. I think it's great that they've declassified the Pfizer papers where they were trying to keep everything hidden for 75 years so that no one would be the wiser.
Oh, yeah, that's amazing they did it. And I think Aaron Series one who's really been, busting his butt trying to get all that taken care of too. But there's such a online push against us that they have an army of bots, an army of people that will just criticize, ridicule, and try to demonize any information you put out. So the fight, even though they've declassified it, you're just going to have a pushback of people going, that's not real, you're lying, that's not real, don't believe your eyes. So we've got to fight back. We've got to push back with real information, especially right now when Trump takes over and whenever Kennedy gets in with the Maha movement. We have a chance here to make a difference in this battle. We just have to keep being loud.
What more can readers take away from your book, Safe and Effective for Profit?
You're going to be basically reading my journal, and then also me getting with friends like Dr. Peter McCullough, Dr. Kelly Victory, just a bunch of my friends that are in the book with me, talking about how we can get through this together and how we can keep from having to do all of this over again in the future. So I would say thank you for purchasing it. It helps. Please, if you know anybody who is still in denial about how dangerous these shots are, buy the book for them. Let them read it. Let them read what a paramedic's been going through.
We certainly will. Well, thank you so much for not only being on the front lines trying to help people, but being on the show to let more viewers understand really what has been going on. Take great care, Harry Fisher.
Keep up the good fight, Harry.
Yes, certainly.
Thanks. God bless y'all.
God bless you. Well, that's all the time we have for this segment. We'll have more after this. You are watching American Medicine Today. Danny is a retired administrator that loves fishing and playing sports.
I was a middle school principal in Pennsylvania County, and that's in Danville, Virginia. I had back pain for a number of years. Playing softball, sliding into the bases is basically how it started, and it's gotten worse over the last 2 or 3 years. It got to the point where that I couldn't do outside chores and things around the house after I had retired. My fishing expeditions of trout fishing, something I love to do, I just wasn't able to do it. It's bad enough to get a little older. It's a big thing. It's the fact that you're getting a little older and have pains and aches that you didn't have before. But it got worse to the point where I had to address it and couldn't deal with the pain any longer. Over a period of time, I went to see a numerous amount of doctors to see if they could do anything about it. And my pain was a lot arthritis in my back because of over the years of abusing the body. So that had to be addressed. Before surgery, I used prescription medicines and over-the-counter medicines for that fact, but it didn't do any good after a point. It got to the point where it wouldn't take care of it. I had several doctors that I talked with about doing it, and they said because I had arthritic spurs on my back that they probably wouldn't be able to be successful in having surgery, so I had to look at other ways to do it.
Believing there was nothing that could be done, Danny was losing hope of ever getting his life back. That is, until he learned about the Bonati Spine Institute while watching TV and decided to give them a call.
I didn't have any doctors in Danville that would do what Dr. Bonati does here. So I think that's the biggest reason that I came.
After a thorough physical exam, Danny was sent to the on-campus imaging center for x-rays and MRIs. A few minutes later, Dr. Bonati went over the images with him to determine a customized surgical plan to eliminate his pain.
They have buildings for everything here, and they're all specific for the certain parts of the treatment that they do. So the MRI, which is something that I had never done.
See how it's being squeezed? Now go here. See, it's now really squeezed. Now go there.
Oh.
Now it's terrible here. Now go here. Now it's better here. See the nerves now? So one of the problems that you have is back pain that goes towards your hip. Goes outside the leg, outside the calf, top of the foot. When I finish with you, you're gonna go, oh my God, I can walk, right? And we'll go one thing at a time, slowly, and every day you're gonna feel better and better and better, right? Don't get emotional on me now, I'm gonna get emotional with you.
The exclusive Bonati Spine procedures are performed incrementally using conscious IV sedation, where the patient remains awake and communicating with their surgeon to locate the source of their pain and eliminate it before they leave the operating table.
During surgery, I remember folks coming, speaking to me from the background and asking me where my pain was. And I was able to identify where that pain was coming from. I remember some folks saying, Danny, where's your pain? Where is your pain at now? And I would say, okay, it's on my left side, it's on my leg, or it's on my back. And I was able to describe in detail what was going on with me. And that helped them to be able to find out what was needed.
The pain that was going here, like this, is that pain gone?
No, it's not there.
It's not there. All right, good.
After a brief walk in the recovery room, surgical guests are free to return home or to a nearby hotel where they are instructed to walk a few minutes a day to aid their body in the recovery process.
The Bonati Spine Institute is a great place to find out where your pain is coming from and get it repaired. And that was the experience that I've had, and I would recommend it to anyone that wants to go there. As everything kind of settles in and this recent surgery is taken care of, I'd like to be able to get out in the yard and work and do things there that I haven't been able to do in quite a while.
To see more stories of recovery just like this, search for the Bonati Spine Institute on YouTube, Rumble, Apple's App Store, Google's Play Store, Roku, and Amazon's Fire TV. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of American Medicine Today. Make sure to add our channel to your favorite streaming device. Search American Medicine Today. If you have any comments or questions, contact us at the numbers below. Or you can tweet at Dr. Bonati using the hashtag American Medicine Today or hashtag AMT. We would like to hear from you.